And welcome back once again to Everyman Driver. I am your host, Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for watching. This week we've been driving and reviewing this 2014 Toyota Avalon Hybrid, a good-looking, mature sedan that gets pretty good gas mileage. Coming up on this episode, we'll talk about its engine and performance, show you some real-world headroom and legroom from an Everyman driver's point of view, and touch on the cargo volume. And today's review is brought to you by Red Bull, the Red Edition, because Red Bull gives you wings. Let's get started. Here under the hood of the Avalon Hybrid for 2014 is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder, mated to a CVT. It also has this hybrid Synergy drive system, and it really is pretty powerful. Even though you hear the word CVT, you think maybe not a lot of guts, not a lot of glory, but this gets up to 200 horsepower and is pretty quick off the line. As far as fuel economy numbers, it's rated at 40 city, 39 highway because of the electric and gasoline engine. I've been averaging in mixed driving this week just under 35 miles per gallon. And when you do have to fill up, the recommended fuel type is regular unleaded. Time for a look at your real-world legroom and headroom here in the back of the Avalon, and I don't know if you can tell, but I am sweating like crazy. It's 85 plus degrees here in Spokane, and inside the car a lot warmer when I'm just sitting around. As far as legroom, pretty darn good. Lots of space between my knees and the back of the seat. This was my position as a driver, and the seat is highly adjustable for different size adults. There's two memory settings as well, so that's nice and a nice convenience. As far as headroom, this is, well, you know, I was going to say it's good, but I'd say it's average. There's not a real major indent. I do feel it a little bit here in the ceiling, but, you know, I sit tall. I'm really close to hitting it. So that being said, if you're over 6'1", 6'2", you may have some problems in the back seat, but I think that the seating surface makes up for some of that. Well, maybe if you're shorter, it makes up for that because this is extremely comfortable for passengers. You also have climate control for both passengers back here. There's 4 O-blank handles in the back. 2 front, 2 back, and also a sliding sunroof right there as well. I do wish it had some sunshades here along the back 2 windows to help it keep it cool, but no worries. You do have a sliding vent here in the back, which is controlled by the driver up front. Okay, let's take a look now at your cargo room and trunk volume. There are 3 ways to open the trunk lid of the Avalon Hybrid. There's a button just left of the steering wheel. There's also a soft button here just below this ledge, or you can hold down the button here on the key fob and your trunk lid will come up automatically, which I like the best. Okay, now when we're talking about the difference between the hybrid Avalon cargo volume versus the regular non-hybrid, you're going to lose about 2 cubic feet of volume. Right here, 14 cubic feet of volume versus 16 in a non-hybrid. So we can still manage to put our luggage back here in the hybrid version, like so. You have this nice handy cargo net as well, just to keep things from sliding around too much, and it closes no problem just like that. Now, of course, you have no pass-through and the seats don't fold down because right here in the back end is where you have all the electrical elements of this hybrid vehicle. And just below the floorboard, you'll find a nifty flat kit right there, and just below this is where you'll find your spare tire. All right, Everyman Driver Nation, this is one of the coolest parts about driving a hybrid is starting it up. You press one button, you'll see a green ready light flash for a couple of brief moments, and then when it's on, and you can't even hear it start up. In fact, if I hit the accelerator, there's a little bit of a purr, and that's about it. Now there are 3 driving modes. There's EV mode, Eco, and Sport. And you can drive in EV mode for up to 20-25 miles per hour before it kicks over into Eco. So if you are in EV mode, it's completely electric, and then you jump into gasoline and economy mode. And then if you want to go all power with fuel, then you're in Sport mode and you're having a good time. On a day like this, where now it says it's 93 degrees outside, I put a hat on because I was just sweating too much. They have cooled front driver and passenger seats. So I have that feature on right now. We're going to go ahead and put her in drive and talk about the ride and handling. So let's get going. Okay, front wheel drive, 17-inch alloy wheels on my tester here. two safety features I really like on this vehicle. Again, I wish this was standard on all vehicles. You have blind spot monitor, which means if a vehicle goes into your blind spot, two little lights light up in your side mirrors on either side, which is always a great feature. They have an adaptive cruise control, so you can set the cruise control and then adjust the distance between you and the car in front of you. So if you're set at 55 miles per hour and you set it to where it's the full distance, let me set this in right now, radar ready, you can have it to where it's dynamic radar cruise is what they call it. So you can set the distance between you and the car ahead of you, so it'll slow down based on that distance. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, you know, front wheel drive, it's a really light steering feel. I find it very controlled, very smooth. I like the acceleration around corners. Overall, I almost would say this vehicle floats, so to speak, when you're driving. It's a semi-large vehicle, less than 4,000 pounds, but it does feel nimble and light on its feet. I mentioned this earlier about the sunscreen in the back. Here's that button and there pops up the screen. Cool thing is when you pop it into reverse, that drops down to increase your visibility. So if it is a hot day and you have it up, well, you put it in reverse, that goes down. Kind of cool. For demonstration purposes, we're going to drive in EV mode just for a few moments. We're at 24 miles per hour. I'm going to accelerate, and just as I pass 25 miles per hour, it kicks off and goes into eco mode. So you can drive on electricity up to 25 miles per hour and save all the gas you want, but once you go over 25 miles per hour, then you're into econ mode. I'm probably tipping my hat a little bit by telling you I do like how comfortable the Avalon drives. I know it's an older demographic, but that's where I fit in now as a person 40 and over, which I know many of you who are watching are in that demographics. Most of you are based on analytics. So this is probably a car that you would enjoy driving to and from work and definitely on road trips. The MSRP range here in the 2014 Toyota Avalon Hybrid is between $35,000 and $42,000. My tester here, the Unlimited, also has a technology package, so my tester is just over $44,000. Personally, I like this vehicle. I do think it caters to and skews to a older demographic, which is probably why a lot of people are saying it's an old person's car, which I guess means I'm an old person. That's okay with me because I think affordability, it's right there where it should be in terms of price. Gas mileage is good. It's a really nice drive. Overall, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. That's what I give it. All right, I'm the Everyman driver, Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for watching.